Hello, today I will be talking about internal validity and its threat, the confounding variables. So first off, internal validity is establishing or it's not establishing, but looking at the relationship between the independent and the dependent variable. So there's three things that are taken into account at looking at this relationship. Sorry, it's kind of backwards, so it feels weird. So the first component is covariation. Whatever happens in the independent variable should make something happen in the dependent variable. Or if nothing happens here, then nothing should happen here. Then that means it has covariation. And then the second component is whatever happens here should happen before what happens here. And the third is that what happens here, should be the only explanation for what happens here. So in looking at those three things, that's how you establish internal validity within whatever's being studied. And where confounding variables come into play is first that they are more than one plausible explanation, meaning that the independent variable is not the only thing that causes something to happen in the dependent variable. There's other things that happen, or that can happen to have the dependent variable happen, or something in the dependent variable to happen. So let's say you're conducting a study where you grab a group of boys, group of girls, and you hypothesize that the girls will gain more strength within working out 6 months straight. So here the independent variable is working out. The dependent variable, is strength. So if you saw all the sticky notes, and let's say you do notice that this group of girls does gain more strength than this group of boys. So one thing is that or during that 6 month period you notice this, and at the end of the 6 month period, but this study, the way it's designed, just here, crude study, it doesn't account for many things that could affect this outcome. So one of them is diet, exercise, DNA, ethnicity, and many others that weren't taken into account. So you could say that these girls ate this food, for example, and that also caused them to gain more strength than the boys that didn't eat that food. Or their DNA, they're just maybe superhuman and they gain that strength. And then the DNA of the boys, maybe they're weak, but maybe something in their DNA made those girls gain more strength than the boys. Ethnicity as well, that can also be something that affects the outcome. So there are a couple methods to address confounding variables. From my research, I saw that it says random samples, control variables, and then within the study or the subjects, you test the subjects throughout the study every time, the same ones. And then another one is counterbalancing, so saying that one group does this and the other group does something else. So going back to the example, a way to address the diet is have them all eat the same thing. And then let's say you want to address the ethnicity, then you would establish what ethnicities participated. And DNA, that's a hard one. I'm not sure how to do that one. But exercises, let's say you go ahead and have them do the same exercises. So let's say you have one group of, let's say 3 boys, 3 girls. You have them eat the same stuff. You establish what ethnicities they are, and you have them do the same exercises. And then you have another group where You have them do not the same exercises as the first group of boys and girls. But you have them do other exercises. You have them eat other food, but they eat the same food within their control. So you have to establish controls within the group, and then random samples. So you would pick random people. So let's say you start with a group of girls, group of boys. You say one here, one here, one here, one here, establishing two separate groups, and then having boys and girls in each, and establishing control variables within each one, and also making sure that throughout the study you establish also something that to measure strength with. So that would mean that you use a benchmarker, let's say amount of weight, amount of reps, sets, different stuff like that. And then counterbalancing, well, that's what you're doing by separating the groups and then having controls within them. And that's establishing conditions that help this study meet basically get rid of the confounding variables in order to meet internal validity. I hope this was the correct way to explain this, and thank you.